So, welcome, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Whole Division podcast. We are back. I say we are back. I mean, we ain't been together, all of us, all four of us together, but we are back together anyway. So, first of all, introduce everyone. First, we've got the Whole Division podcast First Lady, Miss Chiddy, Chiddy Bang Bang.
Chiddy Bang Bang. Oi! Namaste, sending good vibes, good energy. Couple of fuck yous too, but you know.
I mean, I don't understand how you go from namaste to fuck you. I don't know how you
balance.
in the same sentence. I don't understand that how you went from one to the other. But anyway, it is what it is. We are. Also joined by not as finest Mr. KG. I'm calling you KG now. Oh my god. KD, Mr. NGBantz. Man. I've got to do KD and NGBantz all together. You know what I mean?
It's long. I just, you know me, I'm awkward. I wanted to speak and get it all out. But yeah, man, midday up.
We're also joined by a troublesome young lady named CIlia. Now, when I say she's troublesome, right? As soon as we went live, yeah, Mr. NGBantz got her name wrong. She corrected him straight away. She didn't say good morning. She didn't say good afternoon, good night, or night. She's like, CIlia. I was like, wow, boy. That's why I kept quiet first.
I don't play.
That's right, she don't play.
CIlia, welcome.
Thank you.
And of course, myself, DJ Sticky Fingerz, right? So,
the one and only.
I don't know about that. It's been a little while, man. It's been a little while. So, today, right, we've got 4 topics, okay? We've got 3 serious ones. We've got one kind of light-hearted one, and we've got bits in between. Obviously, I'm going to take some shots at CIlia. I'm going to take some shots at Mr. NGBantz, and of course, most of us coming at Chiddz's way anyway, but we'll do all that in between the serious topics, right? So, first topic today we're going to talk about, I'll read them all to you, then we'll start with the first one, right? So, the first topic is racism something that is normalized, and has racism ever affected you? I'll say it again. Is racism something that is normalized, and has racism ever affected you? Second topic we're going to be talking about is, what is something that you did as a child that seemed completely innocent but was actually wrong? That was a tough one. When I heard that one, I was like, ooh.
I struggled with that too.
Yeah, I was like,
boy. There's a couple of shit I did there. Some mad things. I got some good things to tell you.
Yeah. Third topic is, should there be a registered false accusers list? I'll say that one again. Should there be a registered false accusers list? And lastly, has society forgotten how to enjoy themselves without the need to record every moment? That's the Gen Zs, I don't know what gens we are, but the Gen
Bs, the Gen Zs,
the Gen the Gen 2026s, I don't know what we call them. Anyway, first question is racism something that is normalized, and has racism ever affected you? Who wants to go first on that one?
Can I just say something? I start.
No,
but
please.
before I actually get into it, maybe when I saw that topic, what made me think of is Little Britain. And the reason I want to talk about that first, because obviously back then Little Britain was funny, right? Funny. Yeah. And even myself, when I was watching it, I was proper, creasing up and all of that. But then even the stuff when they spoke about Chinese people, I'm still laughing. I think it's funny. I never find it offensive. But now I'm watching it back, I'm like, wow, how did they even get away with it? And then that being said, although back then when I was used to watch Little Britain and I found it funny, but that being said though, I'm kind of contradicting myself. In school, I did go through, I did experience racism, and I didn't like it. So it's kind of like, I found Little Britain funny, but I have been affected by racism. So,
yeah.
But is there a balance though to be said between comedy and racism? Because what we're talking about here, Little Britain being a comedic sketch, which has been designed for comedic purposes, versus racism, which is usually not designed for comedic purposes. Is normally to discriminate based on someone's background, religion, race, generally speaking.
But what I'm trying to say is that even now, if they did something like that now, they wouldn't get away with it.
They would definitely not get away with it.
Yeah, they can't get away with it.
Yeah.
So back then, I guess, I just find that society today is very sensitive. Yeah.
I hear it. I kind of agree. People, it's like you can't say anything now, like nothing at all, and without people, getting offended. People are offended by, is it raining outside? No, and they still get offended. So it's like, what can you say? It's tough, but I think looking back on some of the stuff that was kind of normalized when we were younger and stuff, like, you say that shit now, that's crazy. Yeah, you're catching a case straight away.
Well, I'm saying NGBantz, I'm going to come to you. Actually, I'm going to come to you, all of you, actually, because obviously NGBantz, obviously, I say obviously, I keep saying obviously, it's not obvious. Not as finest, right, if you don't know. So what's that experience in terms of that same question be like for you, being where you're from?
So for me, have I experienced racism? Yes. But for me, racism isn't like if I'm just walking on the street and someone just shouts something about my black skin. Like that there's bigotry. We all done with bigotry. We've all know bigots. We've all heard things said about us, and yeah, it can bother you, but that isn't, to me, what I think of when I think of racism. Like, I'm more bothered about, like, there were times where I've not noticed it so much now, but like when I was younger, especially when I was at school, when it felt like I was being attacked due to the fact that I was black, and I was at quite a white school, and teachers would look at me and they'd hold me to a different standard. That came down to racism. That wasn't just because there was a bigots. That was because they had racial bias. They saw me in a certain way, which wasn't me. They didn't see me as a person. They just saw what they thought was a black person should be. In the workplace, like I'm the same age as you guys. I grew up in a time where we could have a laugh. So there's some jokes that you probably won't be able to say out in public, but I won't take offense to in that environment, like, because it's with people that I know, and I will give it back, and I don't class that as racism. But if someone else was to hear what was being said, they might say, "Oh, whoa, what's going on here?" So I think we have to be careful when we talk about what racism is and what it isn't, and experiences which are racism as well. Stuff, and even on the flip side, because of that as well, especially when I was in my 20s, especially, because there'll be situations where something could happen and it might not go my way. And because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, you know what, I've already got it in my mind that it could be I'm going because I'm going to be standing out. I'm the only black person. So I'm thinking as like racial bias already. And it might not be that. I just probably wasn't suited for something, but because it's in my mind, so I'm looking at that thinking, oh, this was actually racism. And it probably wasn't. It could, you know what I mean? So it is a tough one. I would say, yes, I've experienced racism, but I don't think it's as bad as when I hear some other people's experiences of what they've gone through, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, Chidzz, I'm going to ask the same question to you, given that you're, as you said, you're from Cardiff. So what's that experience been like for you, being where you live and growing up?
So I'll kind of give you a little quick timeline. So I did the last part of primary school in Wales, and I did secondary. The primary school was fine, but secondary school in Cardiff was absolutely horrendous. I mean, there are areas of Cardiff that were, it's like, you know, it's predominantly black people, or, you know, predominantly Somali, Asian and stuff, but they seem to be kind of put into groups. So where I lived, it was just a predominantly white area, so there's only like a small black community. And I know that for myself and the other black students that attended that school, we were fighting for our lives. They were absolutely disgusting. Like, the white kids gave us a dog's life. And I was I was popular in school, don't get it twisted, but the way they did it was just, it was so underhanded, and so, like, it was just fuckery, really. I would never forget, there was this one mixed race girl, and she'd come into the class and they would start making monkey noises and doing that. And I'd be like, and they'd be like, "Oh no, but not you though, Chid, not you though, Chid, not you though." Do you get me? But I was like, that applies to me too, because she's the same color as me. So yeah, you lot are moving mad, isn't it? And I had to fight my way from school. I don't know how many people I beat up because of racism. I don't know how many, you know, arguments I got into. I even remember there was one time we were in a history class, and they, you know, they do the whole thing. Yeah, we watched Roots, or we watched, no, what was it? Amistad. We watched Amistad, and it was absolutely disgusting. It was so bad. Like, you had all the white kids laughing and like, "Oh, look at all the niggas going down the road." Do you get me? It was, "Oh, but not you though, Chid, not you though, Chid." And it was all, they would always say that, but that would get me mad. And then it was, but then I realized the time that it was, their parents were ignorant. It was learned behavior, in it, and that's just what it is. But then I found then as I got older, I also went to university in Wales, not in Cardiff, but in Wales. And it was like, it was fine. I didn't experience any racism in university, but I think the level of intellect is different, isn't it? You're more mature and whatever. And people, they might have been racist, but they never showed me that. Then I found going into like the workplace, when I decided to go and work with children, that shit was, I used it to my advantage. I was the only black nursery teacher in that whole nursery, innit? So I was loved, I was adored, I was put on a pedestal. They thought it was amazing because I was black and I was educated and everything. But then I used to get quite mad at certain times. You know, when it was Black History Month, they had no knowledge that it was Black History Month. But I used it was a teachable moment for them, because then they would come to me and say, look, like, you know, this week can we focus on this country and we need to learn things about different things, because they all assumed I was African, innit? And I'm like, I'm not. My background is Caribbean. If you want to go way back, where your people come and took my people, we can do that. But in hindsight, I'm actually Caribbean. And then, but they wanted to learn. So it's been different. But I would say secondary school was the hardest for me. It was tough.
Same.
But Cardiff now, nothing like that. It's very kind of spot the white person, really, because it's very multicultural now. And it's like the area that I lived in, where it used to be predominantly white, there's more black people here now. So, you know, it's swings and roundabouts. It's been, you know, it's had its ups and downs.
Well, something you said in there, actually, you said it's all learned behaviour. And if I suppose touching upon that key point there is, if you watch, like, if you ever go on like Twitter/X and see certain posts, you can see some of the racism that comes out, really, in some people's posts, even on Insta. And I'm not blaming any particular social media platform. I'm just saying, where we've got freedom of speech, you see it more sometimes when something's posted. You see the comments off underneath, you're like, oh my goodness, how people really think. So I'm going to come to you in a second. Alex Newton says, my non-black friends do not get a N pass. Okay, fine. Says, our forefathers didn't go through what they did for us to be so forgiving. I'm slapping people. Okay, I'm not promoting violence, but I hear you. Says, Cardiff must be mad. They cast us as African, even though black. Then most black folks in the UK was from the Caribbean. CIlia, I was going to come to you because, again, I know NGBantz and Chidzz have talked about an experience of being young black, growing up in Cardiff and Notts. What's your experience been like? You said you were born in Sweden and your family's from Hong Kong. What's the experience been like for you?
So I pretty much grew up actually in England, because I left Sweden when I was about 7. But in Sweden, I grew up like in an area. It's almost like Edmonton. If you're in London, you know what Edmonton is.
Edmonton.
So the area I grew up in Sweden is pretty much Edmonton. Like, I went to school with primarily like Turkish people, Iranian. There weren't many Swedish people, so I never really experienced racism then. Apart from the innocent, you know, the odd thing, you know, like kids go, oh, ching chong chang, like the kid, they're very not innocent, but what kids would do. But anyway. But that was cool. But then when I moved to England, I lived in Hertfordshire, so just outside London.
Okay.
And so the area I was in at the time was primarily white people. And when I say white people, I mean a lot of Italians.
Okay.
And so so the school I went to was that a lot of Italians. And primary school was fine. It was, again, secondary school also, where I felt like an outsider. People started saying things like, oh, chinky, or try to say, or they come randomly in my face, chicken chow mein. Like, what does that even mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, like, what does it mean? Or they'd be like, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, oh, do you know Jackie Chan? Do you know Jet Li? Like, all that stuff. And then Bruce Lee, like, that's just throwing all these randoms that's supposed to be associated with me or whatever, like that. And I looked at them, I used to look at them like, what, you're hungry? Do you want chicken fried rice? You know what I mean? Like, does that make any sense? It's so dumb. Or it'd be things like, and like, I mean, I used to be friends with another Chinese girl, and she happened to be Chinese, and we happened to have the same surname, because my surname is Li, and it's a very popular Chinese surname. And anyway, so we used to always hang around in school, and then these people would be like, so are you two related? And we'd be like, and then I'll be like, no. And he goes, but why are you always hang around together? And I was like, because we're friends. Yeah, but you two have the same surname. And we'd be like, yeah, but so-and-so has the same surname too. So what does that mean? Yeah, but that's different.
I find
but
more
when
white
it's
people have the same surname, to
yeah,
be
exactly. So that's
honest.
what I said. So the people that I mentioned, they're basically their surname was Smith. I said, what about them two? They're both surname are Smith. So what does that mean? And they were like, yeah, but that's different. I was like, how's that different? Yeah, but you're Chinese, all that dumb stuff. So there's a lot of ignorant stuff,
Yeah.
and the other things like Katie said, might not be racially, might not be was they didn't do it to me because of being racist. Maybe they were just being silly. But I had to
Yeah.
have this bag, and then there's like the clippy thing. I don't really call it by the clippy thing, but they just some boys usually go behind me and then unclip it, so my bag will fall on the floor. They might just have picked on me because I was in year 7. These people are from year 10, 11. You know what they're like.
Oh,
And at the
wow.
time, I just believed it's because I'm Chinese. That's why they picked on me. But maybe not. Maybe just for year 7 girl, let's pick on her or something like that. So just
I
some
think
shit like
it's
that.
just so weird, and it like when I say it's like even down to ignorance. Like for me, the biggest for me being a black girl, yeah,
Mm.
growing up in Wales, like the white kids were disgusting towards me, like about my features. Oh my god, I don't know how many times I got called rubber lips. I got called this. I got called that. They did the most, but now I see. I'm not being funny. Yeah, you see a lot of them same white girls I went to school with. Them motherfuckers are having their lips done and they look crazy, bro. I seen one girl, yeah, and I'm thinking, yo, God gave me this shit for free, yeah, and you lot used to rinse me for my lips, and now I see you and you look fucked, like done out, like what's going on? That's crazy. And it's just, yeah, it was just like I was just very lucky that I had a black mother who's very confident within herself. She would always tell me, to do, you're beautiful, your lips are beautiful, that's what you've been given. You know, your features are beautiful, that's what you've been given. But if I didn't have her to like my nan and the women in my family to speak life into me, I can understand why Michael Jackson kept changing up his nose. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that shit is real. Like, that shit is real. Do you get me? It's really, really bad. And it does make you think, oh my God, I don't fit in. I look different. But now,
Mm.
I obviously, I'm 40 this year, and I'm so grateful for what I have and for the features that I have, because it makes me stand out, and it's who I am. But some of these bitches, yeah, you bitches, word to these bitches in Wales, yeah, stop doing that shit to your lips, yeah? Stop doing it. It's mad.
There's another thing. It was kind of not really related to the list, but and I watched remembered. I remember I used to have this friend at the time. She was my so-called best friend at the time.
Mm.
Anyway, she used to ask me, "How does it feel being Chinese? How do you feel about it?" And then growing up, I had an identity crisis. I did have an
How does
identity
it
crisis
feel?
because obviously I was born in Sweden and I'm Chinese and I went to a school that's like mainly white people. And then it's kind of like where do I belong, sort of thing. And then I used to also downplay the Chinese part and say, yeah, I'm from Sweden, just to make myself feel less Chinese at the time when I was growing
Yeah.
up. And so then in my head thinking, maybe I won't go through, like I won't experience as much racism if I said, yeah, like kind of use the nationality, yeah, like, I'm Swedish, like that. And then I remember she asked me, how do you feel about being Chinese? Are you proud to be Chinese? Do you feel a bit, I don't know. She'd made me feel bad, feel
Made you
embarrassed to be
feel away
Chinese.
for who you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's
I got a question
fashionable
on.
to be Chinese now. Yeah,
Hmm?
everyone wants to be. Everyone got a
I'm
little
sorry
piece of
about all these
Chinese in them.
cat eye, wing eye, like what's
You
this
get
all
me?
about?
Everyone got a little piece of Chinese in them now. You get me? Shit.
See, I got a question on that actually. Before I do, shout out to Mr. True Talk. This is why am I laughing? I'm always skin and teeth. It's my birthday weekend. I'm tired as it is anyway. But see, I got a question on that. So you mentioned before about your experience growing up in school, which you could
Mm,
potentially argue school kids doing school kid things, right? So I
mm,
suppose to some degree age appropriate if you're doing those things in school, because things we did in school versus when we're adults are very, very different and should
mm,
be as well, right? But
Mm,
my question to you is, what has your experience been being Chinese as an adult? Have you experienced
yeah.
the same sort of thing being a grown adult and racism in any particular
mm.
way?
Nothing, nothing like malicious. So only one time I can remember, it's like I walked past, I was going to remember walking to Tesco's, and then there was just like some young kids, I say young, but they're probably like 21 or something, or like 19 or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but they were only a few years younger than me at the time. I don't know why I said young. But anyway, I walked past them, they was hanging out outside the supermarket, and they went, chinky, chinky, like that. And then I
Ew.
turned around and I was like, sorry. And then it was like, oh, nothing, nothing. And although they said nothing, and I turned back and they said it again. And in that moment, it's like, I felt kind of helpless at the same time, but also fuming. And it's like, yeah. And then there was me alone, and there was a bunch of them. What could I have done? And
That's
yeah,
intimidating. That's
yeah.
crazy.
And then obviously I walk away and I feel angry at myself, because I'm like, kind of angry at myself because they just did that. They just said that to me, and then I didn't do shit.
Because yeah.
Yeah, do you know? And then, but at the same time, like, yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I was
What
angry.
could you do, innit? What could you
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
It's you know, it's a tough one. It is a tough one
Mm,
because it's almost, you could have put yourself in a very, well, you were in a vulnerable position
mm,
because you're a woman, you're on your own. They've
mm,
said something.
mm,
It's really hard, and it's like, as women, I think as women especially, you can't go around being defensive because you don't, because people
mm,
are mad these days and people will do whatever. But then I always question it as, you know, like, see, if a man was to go through it, what would a man do? It's
mm.
just, it's hectic, isn't it? I don't know.
But there's the other situations. It's not like bad intention, I would say. But anyway, so my
Mm,
parents has a Chinese takeaway. I know,
yeah.
stereotypical. I fit in the stereotype in it. But anyway, anyway, so they have a Chinese takeaway, and I remember, so I was working a counter, and then this man, he's kind of like a regular customer. He's white, but I don't know what kind of white, but I guess English white. But anyway, he came with his son, and his son is 5 years old.
Yeah.
Came inside the shop now, and then the son was like doing this,
Oh, mad
right?
thing.
And then his dad was just looking outside the window, didn't see what he was doing. But I saw him, I was looking at him like, and I looked at his dad, thinking, is he gonna look at his son? Like, what is he gonna do? So I wanted to know what his dad's gonna do. So I kept looking at his son, he's doing this, smiling like this, yeah. And then his dad saw, I was like, he goes, "What are you doing, son?" He goes, "I'm being Chinese," like that. And then he looked at me like, "You can't do that, son. Stop that. You can't do that." And he's like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know where he learned that from, but honestly, I don't know why. I'm so sorry. He don't mean in a bad way. He does go. In school he does go with like Indian. There's Chinese and black
He
people.
also explained himself.
Yeah." And
He
then
got
and
it
then
from
after,
him.
yeah, then my mum was there as well. And then he goes, but don't get me wrong. Like, I think you two are both beautiful. And I'm thinking, hold on. No one said is talking about looks right now. Yeah, now you just
Yeah,
Yeah.
making
you're
it
doing
worse
too
for
much.
yourself. Yeah, exactly. And then after, when he left the shop, he got his food now. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I really don't know where he learned that from. Honestly, he has friends. He has Indian friends. He has black friends. I don't know where he learned that from. Blah blah." And I just thought, it's fine. It's fine.
Dad
But yeah,
did
Yeah.
but I
that
suppose
shit.
though, but I
Dad
suppose
said
if
to
you,
the wife, "I'm just going down Ching Chong
Yeah.
China Mangia to get food." He said that 100%. Just be
Yeah.
honest, innit? Or just
Yeah.
don't say nothing.
You
Yeah,
see,
I
this
agree.
is that's an interesting thing. Like, so, like being West Indian, like I don't know if you've been Jamaica, but you go to Jamaica, yeah, it doesn't like obviously they have racism, but they don't have racism. They're just gonna
Yeah,
say whatever. So the Chinese person, that's the Chinese man.
yeah,
That's just how they know it. So
that's what
like
they do. Yeah,
my nan and granddad's best friend from Jamaica, she's Chinese. And so
Mm,
like she's been over here and that's my auntie Norma. That's how I've known her. And it's just like you hear jokes because that's just how they are. Like they wouldn't be doing it in like an offensive way. That's just how they see you. If you're fat, your nickname's bigger. If you're like if they see me, they be like, "Yo, blacker." Like they don't care because they just
yeah, they're
see what.
different. That's Jamaicans are
Yeah.
different though.
it's
Still,
the same Chinese, the same with the kind of Chinese culture. The same thing. Yeah.
Mm.
but I
I
do.
mean, I don't think you can
Sometimes,
compare Jamaica because Jamaica, as NG said, right? NG said, you can't really compare it because the things that they say to each other, it's not even offensive to each other. That's the weirdest thing.
it's just the way they
It's
are.
just,
Yeah,
it's just two people talking. If you're from the outside, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. But if you're in the inside, you're like, "Okay, they're just talking to each other, how they talk to each other, and no, not the other one person, not, offended by the other person." Like White Yardy, for example,
yeah,
he'll tell you he's white, he's from Jamaica, and he goes, "I never experienced racism until I got to England. But
yeah.
when I was in home, I was white." You know what I
He
mean?
was just what
He's
Yardi.
just,
Yeah.
when they called him red rat or something like that, they called him. He goes,
Yeah,
because I was the way my complexion, but it was never seen as racism because we just spoke to each other in a particular way. But then when I came to England, he goes, his experience was different. We just
but
touch about racism and being an adult. I'll tell you what I noticed, right? which I've noticed to this day, and which I find in terms of I class under racism is when I go into like a outlet like the supermarket, for example, and I have security following me around, or it feels like they're following me around. That's what I'm like. There's things like that, which isn't it's not overtly racist, but I just think to myself, well, why are you following me and not following him or her?
Because whilst they're following you, best believe there's a bunch of white girls teething, filling up bags and doing the most. And you know another side to it as well, and there's another side to it I never forget yet. I was having a conversation with like these older women when I worked in the nursery, and they'd been there for years and whatever and stuff. And they were saying, oh, you know, like when we were younger, you know, they referred to if they you know, the Pakistanis, if there was a Pakistani shop, they'd say they would just go into, I'm not even going to say the word because I don't like it, but they would go into that shop. And then they were, you know, they were openly, and they all got very comfortable having that conversation. Remember, I'm the only black person there. And I'm just sitting there, my head's going to the side even more. The more they're talking, the more my head's going to the side. And I just said, you know what? I grew up in a West Indian family, my family are Caribbean, and it's mad because you know what they say about you white people? Yeah, they say you smell like wet dog. Yeah? I said, they always say you smell like wet dog, innit? And they all just looked at me and they were like, you can't say that. And I said, yeah, but it's okay when you do it, isn't it? But I'm telling you the truth. I said, same way you're having an innocent conversation about what you refer to black people or you refer to Pakistani people and stuff, but they all say stuff like you, or they say your version of a wash is not my version of a wash. Do you get me? I said, it's mad. Like, if you actually sat with Caribbean people, West Indian people, the shit they say is crazy. And you would call them racist the same way, but to them, it's just a normal conversation.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know, I'll go back to Cilia's point actually. When Cilia said that when she was in the shop, the kid was in the shop with the dad. Now, I was thinking about what you said about what the kid was doing, and I suppose it will seem innocent. I think that leads on to our next part is what is something that you did as a child that seems completely innocent, but was actually wrong. You like I did that, Chidzz.
I love that segue.
Yeah.
Oh, smooth, Sticky. Smooth. Sticky made you look attractive, you know.
Oh, thank you. I do try. So, second topic, Chidzz, I'm going to come to you first.
Yes.
But it's something that you did as a child that seemed completely innocent, but was actually wrong.
This is going to sound really, really bad. So we would pick like older people. They'd either be like an old person or a person with maybe a visible disability or something. And this is no, I'm not like this now, guys. I didn't know no better. But it was like we would pick. There was this one guy. He lived on the corner of the school. Really, really old guy. And if we walked past the house, he would come out and he'd scream, he'd shout. And if you said certain things to him, if you swore at him or stuck your fingers up at him, he would chase you, innit? But we labeled him as a PDF. Like, literally, we built this whole thing and we'd say, oh, yeah, you know, pedo Steve. Like, do you get me? And it's mad. And when I think about it now, I never forget when I was leaving high school, we actually had me and my two friends, we had a conversation with him, and he was like, why don't you just all leave me alone? And it was like, oh shit. And we spoke to him, he said, you know, you call me, you accuse me of doing this to children and doing stuff and I've never done that in my life. I'm just trying to live a peaceful life quietly. I have no family left. The story behind it was so bad. Like, he led such a sad life, but we made his life hell for a good 4 or 5 years, labeling him as something that he's not, just to get chased and just to get a thrill whilst it was hurting him. Do you know what I'm saying? It was really bad, and in all our innocence, we thought, yeah, it was just jokes, innit? But it's not. It wasn't funny, and I'm sorry.
I like the way switched it there. She was like, it was really bad, but it wasn't.
It wasn't, and I'm sorry. Big up. We used to windmill. We used to call him mad. Yeah, even that. He had windmills in his garden, like statues, and we called him Windmill. That's so bad, you know. Oh, shit.
Windmill,
I wasn't shit when I was a kid.
Windmill, if you're watching this, we salute you, Windmill. Chidzz and her friends are sorry, okay? They didn't mean it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
Mr. NGBantz, anything you can think of that you thought was innocent as a child? You look back now thinking, what on earth was I thinking?
I mean, oh yeah. I mean, there's plenty of things like we was all growing up. Like, I suppose the one thing that when I reflect on now, and I think it is a part of growing up, but I can actually see, yeah, that was bad, but it actually kind of needed to happen. It was, yeah, when we started linking girl and started getting girl, and I would go about getting girl, and you know what I mean. Like we started getting a bit older, and things we were doing, you fumble your way through certain situations, and you got to learn. Looking back in hindsight now, as a dad, and I think, and I look back and I said, yo, no, that was wrong, and I would try. I think times have changed as well, but I would like any boys now. I'd say to them, look, you've got to be a little bit more respectful, your approach and how you try and go around things. But yo, back in the noughties, like when we were coming up and we were going, like we were linking up, we were just young. We played basketball. We were athletes.
Linking big, yeah.
We used to just go getting big girl here, there, everywhere, like. And it was just mad. It was all madness. And like, so now I look back and I think, yeah, that was kind of wrong. But at the time I loved it. I'm not going to lie. Like it was just, that was just all part of growing up. But yeah, it's kind of wild.
Casey was a gallis, you know.
See, ladies, when you hear NGBantz, you can hear what he was up to. He said I was an athlete. You heard his words, I was an athlete. I was knocking it down like there was no tomorrow. You know what I mean? He was.
I don't hide it. I enjoyed my 20s, especially. I had a lot of fun, yeah, but it's not something that I'm proud of. Like, if that makes sense. At the time, I was doing it. It was all mad. But when I look back, I think, yeah, that was wrong. That was just all madness. And I say there was a couple girl whose hearts I definitely broke, and I apologize for that. But,
okay, D.
But we live and we learn and we mature and move on. You get me, so yeah.
So what he's trying to say, in effect, guys, is that once was a gallis. I'm not a gallis no more. Sorry for all the hearts I broke. Forget me, little heartbreaking and that.
I'm a lot more respectful these days.
I said to you at the beginning, right? NGBantz is not innocent, yeah?
He's not.
Sinful
I'm innocent now. I'm innocent now.
Cilia, I'll come into you. Tell me some stuff that you did that you thought was innocent as a child. Were you like NGBantz? Were you athlete as well, knocking things down, or what were you doing as a child?
You know what? Like I said in the beginning, I struggled with this one a bit because I was thinking, what did I do? But then I thought of something. It's not really what I did; it's what I was around. So let me explain. Anyway, so back in Sweden. It's very normal. I think it's actually a Scandinavian culture. A lot of people are nudists there. And so it's very normal for adults to be literally naked in front of children. Okay. So anyway, so in school, when they took us to swimming, obviously teachers will be in the pool with us, right? So now after swimming, then we go to the pavilion and the showers. The teachers will actually be butt naked in front of us.
And they never shave for that, innit? It's always bare.
Well, I don't remember, but I just remember they were naked, like men and women. Like their private parts all out with kids in the showers, and it was nothing. It was normal. It was absolutely normal. And I still remember that place, that leisure centre. There was a sauna, and I remember after showers, we would then go into the sauna with one of the teachers again, fully naked, and I mean fully naked, yeah? And I still remember we were like singing and dancing inside sauna, like one of those like kiddie songs that we learned in school. The teachers would be standing there, like, you know, dancing and singing, her boobies bouncing up and down, and with all the kids inside the sauna with her. And it was normal. So what I'm trying to say is, I guess now, obviously, like I'm telling you, you think, wow, like it's
wrong, isn't it?
Wrong, yeah. But in Sweden, I don't know if they still do it now, but back then it was normal. It was absolutely normal.
It is a mad thing. That's a mad thing. But yeah.
Yeah, but even, you know what, thinking back, like even here, I know there was times, like not me, because I used to love PE. I'd always take my stuff to do PE. I'm talking like a junior school, not senior school. But there was people that forget the PE kit, but the teacher would make them go out in like just the underwear.
Yeah, in their vesting. Yeah.
That's mad. Like you look back, you think, nah, that can't. There's no way that could run now. But back then, they were like, yeah, man, just yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, it's mad. There's
Crazy.
a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things you can't do. None of that shit now. But yeah, when you look back, like when you said about the swimming thing, it just reminded me. I never forget. Big up Mrs. Williams because she used to change with us, and it was just always bare fur. Like, do you get me? I used to go say, "Mum, Mrs. Williams changing for her today. She had loads of fur on her mini." Do you get me? Like, because it was mad when you're a kid. You're looking at this grown woman. Bare grey hair down there. Do you get me? It was mad. I just remember that, and that's something that's never left me. And you just brought it back up, and now I'm re-wounded. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can I just say, Chidzz, you give me PTSD, right? Not because I remember any of my teachers with grey hairs down there. It's that I'm now the age group. I'm in the age bracket now
When
where
you
I
got,
look down and I'm
yeah,
like, rah. You know,
no,
I ain't a spring chicken no more.
Sticky.
It's that salt and pepper now. You know what I
I'm
mean?
with you. I found a few. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
Not
Found
the
a few
It's
salt
like,
and
myself.
pepper.
yeah, it just is what it is. You know, it's one of those ones I'm just like, do you know what it is what it is? It is
It's
what
what
it
it is.
is.
Embrace that.
I embrace it. I ain't changing. I ain't dying nothing. I might trim it down a little bit. I ain't dying nothing. It grays, black, whatever. You get me?
You gotta
To be
roll
honest
with
with
it.
you, if I'm dating a woman anyway, she's gonna see it. First and secondly, if I say to her, "What's 2 multiplied by 10 plus 1?" Yeah, if she doesn't say Romeo done, it's too young for me anyway.
Way
So,
too young.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Tina,
hear you
you know
say.
what 2 multiplied by 10 plus 1 is, right?
Yeah, Romeo done.
You're
Okay.
done.
If she
21
doesn't,
seconds to go.
exactly.
21.
If she doesn't
That's
say
what
21, it's too young for me. She's too young
and
for
the
me.
gun fingers.
Yeah,
You know what I
don't
mean?
You
think
get
she got
me?
the day. Like,
If you don't do that, now
Hey.
that's crazy.
And then you know
But
what
you
she
know
gotta do?
what?
Yeah.
This generation now, though, is like my daughter, some of the songs she's playing, and then she got the cheek to say to me, "How do you know this song?" I'm like, "Fuck off." Yeah? Before I was young, man, yeah, I was chiddy. I was a bad girl. I knew my garage. You get me? Garage is me. Garage came about because of me. Don't ask me how I know the truth. Get me? Just because they're resurfacing on TikTok now and you lot think you're bad, you even made this shit. I swear, I feel old, man. It's crazy.
No, you got to embrace it. You got to embrace it. You got to embrace it. Wait, in fact, we got to find out though. Cilia, what's your music? What's your music choice? What do you like? Are we
Yeah.
Swedish House Mafia or are we?
Oh
What are
no.
we? What?
You know what? It's really random. When I say random, it's because they don't go. It all depends on my mood. But my playlist will be like there's reggaeton, there's
Yeah.
salsa, bachata, and then sometimes it'll be R&B, Afro beats, literally everything.
Everything.
Almost everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see,
I
But
love that.
my love, I love like reggaeton.
Come on.
you
okay.
see,
Yeah.
Cilia fucked up already, right? She started with
What?
reggaeton, yeah. She fucked up already, yeah.
What? You wanted us to
Well,
say Barry
Why?
Salmon or something?
exactly. Or even she said Miss Dynamite Boo or something like that. Little man. You get me? Like
Little man.
you know what I mean? Even T2, heartbroken. Anything.
Oh,
She said on
yeah.
reggaeton. She was about Bad Bunny and Nori and who else is there? I can't think of any reggaeton artists anyway, but you see what I mean?
She fucked up now, yesterday.
Yeah, she fucked up. Yeah, man. I was on her side. She was doing okay before then. She was okay. I was like, you know what,
I
seriously?
mean, I like Craig David. Does that count?
Big
Oh
up
my god.
Craig
Yeah,
David.
yeah.
Nah.
Look,
Craig
No.
David's the one. Don't diss him, Sticks. Don't diss him. Don't do it.
Boy.
Sticky.
But you know, he's a legend, isn't it? So I can't ever say
He is.
too
You
much
can't
about
say
him.
nothing about
Yeah,
Craig
yeah.
David. You can't.
But you know what, right? Yeah. See, though, we had there's someone who's come on this podcast back in the day, right? Brina. Now her name was Brina, 80s baby, right? And the
80s
clue
baby.
is in the name, innit? She said 80s baby. I mean, she was born in the 80s, but she didn't know who Little Man by Sia was. I'm saying that to Cilia. Cilia might never know that either. Lord God, oh my goodness, Cilia.
uh,
The look on Celia's face, I can see
He's
in
like,
Celia's face.
I don't
Who
know.
is Little Man? What is that? Celia,
little
just
man's
nod
a
your head.
little man no more.
Can I
Little man's
Google?
old, right? Little man's, yeah. Celia, do you know the song Little Man? Do you know what song I'm talking about? Celia, if you don't, just nod your head and pretend that
You've
you
got
do.
to know this
Just
tune.
pretend that you do. Nod your
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Of
she
course, of
does.
Okay,
course.
okay.
Little man. Yeah, she knows it.
Yeah, you know, when I found out who actually sung that song, because obviously we never knew that song blew up like years back, and obviously she's Australian or whatnot. I
Yeah.
didn't. I was shocked. I was like, wow,
You didn't know it
that's
was
it.
her?
No, because she doesn't look like who would have sang that song. I didn't
Yeah,
know who
true.
sang the song, and I was just like, wow, that's just mad. Yeah, Mind.
Have you heard the original version though? When the version she actually made, it's really slow. It's like really slow.
Yeah.
And then Wookie remixed it and made it much.
Wookie done his thing, man. Come on.
Big classic.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Enough music now. I'll go back to more serious topics again, right? So, serious topic now, okay?
Yeah,
it's a bit of a deep one, I know. We might not stay on this one for too long.
Yeah.
Right, so next one, and I spoke about this today, actually. I've got a point of opinion on this one.
Okay.
Should there be a registered false accusers list?
Oh, God, yes.
I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to come to you, because I came to you last year. I'm going to come to you first, right? I'll say it again. Should there be a registered false accuser list? Now, to give some context, I'll go on.
Pick up NGBantz, please, on that, because literally stole this topic from him. I steal probably 70% of my topics from NGBantz's page. But I saw it. In my in my defense, I did message him and say, I'm teething this, yeah? I'm not going to talk about it. So it was only right to have him on.
All right.
No, but it was a topic that I saw, and I thought it's something that I felt strongly about. So I think, KD, explain the post that you did. Explain what you posted up.
Oh, well, okay. So pull it back because it's on a different page. So I started a TikTok page and I've started a new Insta page, and I'm just doing that's my content that I do, what I make. So this is I'm trying to do like an unpopular opinion sort of series, and this was something which I thought it's something I do believe. And it is a bit of an unpopular opinion, and so yeah, we just made it out. But I'll speak on it in a bit. I'm going to take Cilia's time because it was her to go first, so I'll let you speak. But yeah, I will tell my thoughts on it when it comes around to me.
I see that. Before you answer, though, just to give context, right? In that, when we say registered false accusers list, what we're talking about here, for those who may not understand, we're talking about those, and I think to keep it simple, we're going to say men versus women in this debate, right? Just to keep it simple. I know obviously there's different variations and stuff, but just to make life simple. So we're saying if a woman falsely accuses a man of SA, like a man would be if he was convicted of SA, would be put on a registered list. Should a woman who falsely accuses a man be put on a list similar to the SA list? That's what we mean by a registered false accusers list. All right, that makes sense. So there we go.
Can I just also ask, when you say false accuser, does it also count as a woman who is supposedly telling the truth, but not enough of evidence, and so the case got dropped and then she got put in, or literally just means she actually made a false accusation?
That's a good question. And we're going to go with, for the debate, we're going to say falsely accused. So because someone, there's not enough evidence, doesn't mean someone was lying. There may not be enough evidence, but someone who, like, again, the only person that came to mind enough when I saw this topic was like Victoria Everett, for those who have seen social media influencer who then went on camera and said, oh, she lied about it. So she falsely accused her then or ex-partner of SA. And so that's what we mean, someone that's falsely accusing another person. So again, we know there's different variations, but we're just going to say, to keep simple, a man versus a woman in this, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Based on that, for example, that as an example, when I first saw that, and I was like, I think she should be on the list, because obviously she now sent an innocent man to prison. I don't know what happened in the end of the case, but if he did, then obviously you just basically ruined his life.
Yeah.
And if she's getting away with it, and she's not being put there, she could do it to other men. And yeah. Just saying, I think she's deemed as not just her, but other women are deemed as a danger if they're not on the list, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah. Although people believe people do change, but you gotta get some sort of punishment. Yeah,
100%.
Mr. KD, Mr. NGBantz, what is your view on this one?
So, okay, obviously I made the post, and it's in a controversial way to spark engagement, but I think it's important, like the question you asked at the start, for me, when I say this, I do believe it's only for where it is proven beyond doubt that person has lied and has made a false accusation. If it's just one where something it actually goes to court and that it gets found not guilty, then no, because we don't know. And you got to also, you can't diminish the fact that so many little cases do even make it that far to get to that point anyway. So yes, I do believe if it's been proven beyond doubt that she has lied, there should be some form of repercussion from it. And I know like now we are starting to see there are women that are being sent to prison for doing these sort of things. But I do believe that as well as doing a custodial sentence, you should be put on a register which has said that you have lied about this, because those sort of lies, yeah, they can mess up the man's life, really mess up a man's life. But even worse, you are making it worse for other women that are genuinely victims. And so many victims do not get believed as it is. So for you to then go and make up a lie and then try and go through with it, it's just a double slap in the face. So that's why I do believe it. But once again, it is for only people where it's been proven beyond doubt that they have lied about it.
Yeah. Chidzz, what's your view? Thank you for that, NGBantz. Thank you, CIlia, as well. Chidzz, what's your view on that one?
I just think it's just tough, innit? It's like you accuse a man of doing something that he hasn't done. You not only ruin his life, you ruin the lives of those around him. You ruin, his future, because that can send someone mad, that can send someone crazy. And unfortunately, there are so many women out there who do that and make the false accusations, sometimes because the man didn't want them. There was something that was a case study that I was working on, and it was a woman, she falsely accused a guy, and when she actually came out and told the truth, it was because he rejected her. So it's going to make a man think he's going to be scared to, interact with other women. How do you explain that? Or I was once accused of this, but I didn't do it though, because she was lying. But it's mad. It's mad. So those women who actually do accuse a man and falsely, lie about it, definitely, you should go on a register. They should do time for it. They should, certain parts of their lives should be taken away from them. Their time should be taken, because you did all of that for what? Why would you lie about something like that? It's awful. So I definitely agree they should be put on a register. Everyone should know this is what you did. That shit needs to be on your DBS. So when you go for a job, you're a liar, yeah? You're a compulsive liar, yeah? You want to say man did this, yeah? Yeah, you're mad. You're not getting a job. Like, ruin their lives as much as they want to. Because to lie about something like that is setting out to ruin somebody's life and reputation. So your life should be ruined and your reputation should be in the bin.
I kind of partly agree with you all. I'm a bit on the fence on this one. Before I read my views on this, shouts out to the No Truth Barred podcast. Shout out to Mr. Hoyt. He says, shout out to Sticky, Team Taurus. Gemini's an epic second place. I'm not sure about personally, but obviously we know Taurus is always is number one. It goes without saying. It knows one of those things this goes without saying. Like, MJ's the best. Goes without saying, right? But Hoyt says, as it relates to false accusations, what is your take on the sentiment to believe all women? How do we question without victim shaming? It's a good question there as well. So I'll tell you my views. I'm kind of on the fence on this one, right? I don't like to be on the fence, but the reason I'm on the fence on this one is I think if we're saying putting a woman on a register, what do we do with the register? It's for my first question. The second question is, if there is a register, then does that stop innocent women from coming forward with the fear that they might be put on a register if it seemed or deemed that they were not telling the truth? So I don't want to prevent women from coming forward with the fear of what might happen. However, on the flip side, again, if it is found out that a woman is falsely accusing a man of this, of SA, I think the punishment, I don't necessarily think the punishment should be a register, but I do think the punishment should be the same punishment the man would have received. If the man would have received 2 years in prison, you should receive 2 years in prison.
Okay.
I think that your punishment should match what the punishment the man would have received. Because the register, I think to myself, well, what's the purpose of the register? What are we doing with that information? You lied about something. Okay, we've all lied about something. If we look at everyone's CV, I can tell you all of our CVs are not exactly the truth, okay? We've all lied. Obviously, there are levels. I'm not comparing the two, but I think as NGBantz said, a custodial sentence, I think should match whatever the man would have received. That's my personal view. That's why I'm on the fence there. I don't want to stop women from coming forward with the fear of something, of not being believed.
True.
I think that it's an interesting point you've put there, but on the flip, in my mind, obviously I'm not a woman, so I don't know. But in my mind, what I think is, I think a woman which has been done that, I don't think that the fact of not being believed and being put on the register is the thing that would stop her coming forward. I think it'd be more a case of they don't want to relive it and revisit what actually did happen and talk and have to go over it. I think that stops people more, and I think shame as well, which there shouldn't be any shame involved, but I think shame does play a part which stops people coming forward. But it wouldn't. You don't want. But I do agree. You don't want it to be a deterrent for actual victims. It is only meant to punish those that are trying to lie on the system. And where the register thing came from, I'll be honest with you, it was just to counteract. Because if I, well, not I shouldn't say me, but let's say someone went and did something bad and they did something to a woman, yeah, they get custodial, but they also get put on the register, on the sex offenders register. And that stays on there, and that's a stain which you don't want. So, in my mind, the register was sort of like a counteract the first sex offenders register that you put on. Because let's say if a guy, once again, it could be he was innocent, but there wasn't proven beyond doubt that he was innocent, and then he went and does his time, and he gets put on this register. He still is put on there. And so it goes in swings and roundabouts. It's like there's obviously no perfect system, but to me, I just feel that if you did lie and you did go about even just being given a 2-year sentence, in my mind, I don't feel that that's enough, because there are men out there that have been accused that are innocent. They've gone and taken their own lives, and things true. Like that. You know what I mean? It's like it's a deep topic. It's not a nice topic, I should say, to really talk about, but it's
reality, really, though. It's a real thing. It happens often as well.
Yeah, just to make up a lie like that is just mad. I think it's crazy.
But on the back of what NGBantz said, though, so I agree with your saying that we don't want to be victim shaming, similar to what Hoyt said from No Truth Bar podcast, and also you said that the embarrassment of coming forward, which are all true. So I'm not disputing that point at all. But what I'm saying is, I think that's always going to be there, that issue. But I think it might even be more of a deterrent if a woman felt that by coming forward, if the man's not found guilty, then what will happen to them? What's the repercussions? Will they be then sentenced or put on a list? So whatever NGBantz saying, I fully agree with. I think there's more to it as well, which could cause a deterrent.
I see what you're saying 100%. It is a tough one, and I suppose that's why in my mind I'm saying, like, it's only if it's been proven beyond doubt that they've lied. But it may be a case they've not lied. They could be telling the truth, and it could be seen that people say lying, so it could happen. It's a crazy one. It is a tough one.
Well, on the back of that, I'm going to read what NGBantz said. He says, if someone, man or woman, waits years after the alleged sexual assault to come forward, does it discredit the accusation? Or could this be perceived as another form to victim shaming?
Oh, that's a bit of a deep one.
Also says, I think people that are sexual predators should be placed under the jail, but there are cases where false allegations are made against someone who are innocent. And he also says, apologies, I'm not following closely. I'm in the barbershop and it is loud in here. Okay,
he's in the barbershop. He's gonna come out. He's about to feel himself and be like, "Hey," his missus will be like, "Where are you going?"
Like, how are you doing?
In it,
yeah.
Grey tracksuit bottoms and that.
Oh Jesus, Chidzz.
It's a tough one. That was mad. Sorry, it's a tough one though. It's just, there's so many different there's different parts to it, innit? You'd have to kind of just chop it up and weigh out the pros and cons, because, like we said, there might be women who are afraid to come forward in fear that they will end up on a register if they, it seems like they're lying. But then I think, I don't know, even now though, I don't know, you have to really, really prove that she's lying, because there's going to be like, they have to work with the evidence that they have. So I think for anyone to end up on a register, there has to be significant evidence either way. Do you know what I'm saying? So I really do think there needs to be a register. Because I think women are out here, they're doing that, playing, you know, shouting that, and it's not even a real thing. It hasn't even happened, but you're there speaking it and really making people believe that it happened to you and it didn't. It's awful.
Also, just kind of random, but you know, for example, like the Victoria case. She said it was AI. Now there's AI now these days, and people could be creating AI videos saying, "Oh, look, there's evidence that she did lie about this."
Yeah.
Scary
Yeah.
It's true,
times, man.
but I think
Scary times.
she did an interview afterwards though with I forgot the lady's name. I think on Trend Central. I think she did an interview talking about it.
Yeah.
Saying,
Yeah.
yes. I think she spoke about it. Again, as soon as I saw that, I hit unfollow. You know, I was like, you know, I'm not. Yeah. I was like, thank you, but no, thank you. Like, no.
You ain't accusing me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, no, I can't be fighting. I know, and the reason that frustrated me even more so because that was the time shortly after the incident or the viral moment of Ginger J. So Ginger J happened where he, you know, expressed his opinion on something, his views on something, and he got slated. And yet this woman has done something like this, yeah.
And black women were real quiet.
Maybe
black women I'm a black woman, and I'll tell you, black women infuriate me. They're hypocritical. Don't care. They were all over him. They rinsed him. They ripped him apart. And yeah, they ripped him apart for his opinion. And I'm not. Do you know? For me, I found even not trying to not go back on it, but you know, even with that, the way that the black women reacted to it. And the way they went on about it kind of proves his point. I'm not gonna lie.
Sticky, as a man, right?
So he's trying to set me up now. He's trying to set me up.
No. So, but let's say yeah, you're super wealthy, you're super rich, you've got loads of money, yeah, and you get an accusation made against you. It's you're innocent. You've not done it. It's completely false. Would you just pay her off to get it done and get it over with, or would you think, you know what? Nah, I'm going to actually fight this, even though I'm innocent. Look, because I'm innocent. Like,
potentially pay them off, you know, depending how much they're asking for, potentially, because reputational damage it might be a lot more expensive than if someone depends on how much they want it. Say they wanted 10 grand, and I'm a millionaire. The reputational damage that can cause might cost me a lot more than 10 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of depends. So, and something like that, you don't want that to be in the party. Again, as soon as someone accuses you of that, think how your initial circle view you, let alone the media, the press, other people talk, you know, social media, like oh man, could you imagine? If your name was out there like that, you'd rather pay the 10 grand for it not to be there.
Yeah, because the thing is, people are going to give you a hard time either way, really, isn't they? It's like people will be like, oh, well, you know, he must have done it because he paid it off. People they don't see the logic in situations. People just go with whatever narrative they want to go with. So I understand, like, I used to think, nah, if you're going to pay people off, you're a bit of a pussy for that. You need to see that through. But why would you want to put yourself through all of that, put your family through it, the people around you? If you've got kids, do you know what I mean? It's going to be mad. And that's going to be out there. Once it's there, it doesn't leave. So for it all to go away, if it, you know, there's been big cases where people have, famous people have paid people off, and I actually understand why they've done it, because the piece is worth more than having your name out there under that accusation. It's big up Millie each and every time. Ask Millie. Go on, ask her. She said an allegation like that sticks, though. That's the thing.
And this is why I'm asking, because let's take Donald Trump. Now, I believe Donald Trump has done the madness. I'm not even trying to lie about it, but we're just using for an example because he's never actually been proven guilty of it, because he just paid people off.
Yeah.
Now, I like I say, I believe that there's no smoke without fire. But if I think to myself, if I was in a situation, let's say I was an NBA player, right? So I'd made it big. I've got money coming in. It's always going to get media attention. So once it's made, even if I pay it off, it's already out there. People, even if I've said I'm paying it off, we're going to close it down, there's people that's going to see me as guilty because I've paid them off.
Yeah.
And it's never going to go. So you're in a no-win situation as soon as that accusation has been made against you, whether
Yeah.
you did it or not.
Well, they say guilty on the, was it the court of public opinion, right?
Yeah,
And as
yeah,
she said, if
100%.
you got kids, imagine what the children's lives must be going through as well.
Yeah.
Imagine being in the playground, yeah. Like we're talking about, Celia was talking about being in secondary school, being in year 7. Imagine being in year 7, and then you and your other people in your class or other classmate, you have a year groups are saying, "Oh yeah, your dad is that man we saw him on Insta, on World Star, on the Shade Borough, or the Shade Room, or whatever it may be. Your dad was doing this, that, and the third. Like, you never live that down." You can't argue with no one. You can't argue with no one in your class, no one in your year. You can't be rude to any teacher in your life because they've all seen your dad or parent, whoever it may be, on social media and can always be pulled up. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's a tough one. It's a sticky one still.
Yeah. Milan says, is he paying them off because he doesn't want anyone to look into him? And Milan says, those kids are homeschooled. For real, you got that sort of money, you got no choice.
You ain't got,
But then, you've ruined your children's lives by, I say ruined them, but you've taken something away from that school experience because of this. I paid the 10 grand, man. Nah, go away. Pay the 10 grand.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But shout out to Millie though, right? Shout out to Millie. I saw Millie recently. The way Millie looked at me, he's like, who are you, blood? I was like, oh, okay. The look at Celia's face, like, I'm being sick. Celia, I'm just joking. Millie didn't do that. Because if Millie ever did, I'd have backhanded her one time. You get me?
Definitely would not stop chatting, Sticky. The lies. See? This is what I mean. You're just a liar, bro. Shit, then. Do you know what, Sticks? I got a little scenario for you.
For me? You said it's
not for you,
as well. Like,
but for everyone.
NGBantz trying to set me up. Now you're trying to set me up too.
I'm going to have to go in a minute as well because I'm already over time. I'm sorry.
Look at him. He's falling asleep. He's falling asleep. Big up Blue in the comments. Big up everyone in the comments. And thank you so much for joining. But I got a mad scenario for you all guys. You know me. I always come with the fuckery.
Give it to NG because he's got to go. So give it to him. Let him.
So I'm going to give it. So NGBantz. Yes, let's give it to NGBantz. So I'm a God-fearing woman and I've tried to live my life the right way as best as I can. I'm not perfect, but my heart is pure. I recently got married to a man I met at church. When we met, we instantly fell for each other, and I knew he was the man that God had planned for me. Oh. The other day, I needed to use his laptop because mine had crashed. When I opened it, there was corn on the screen. Corn. I'm disgusted also because it was guys with old women. I felt sick. He'd also been on escort sites looking for old grannies to book with. I haven't said anything to him yet, and this is the man I pray with. This is the man I married in the name of God. How do I even go about this? Please, I need some advice.
Not every blessing is a blessing, some is a curse. Like, God damn. Like,
my foolish West Indian advice is that. You sounded like my granddad. Why?
Oh boy. No, but okay, so how should she go about it? Yeah, she's just got to just confront him. She's just one of those he comes in, he thinks he's gonna have dinner on the table. He's like, hey, how you doing, love? Yeah. You had a good day? Yeah, it's been good, man. Yeah, man, I'll cook you some food. And then you just put the laptop down and open it in front of him and just confront him. That's the only way you can handle this because he's moving mad. The porn thing, if he was just watching porn, it's mad, but I could kind of say, all right, you know what? He's just trying to have a bit of fun on his own. But my man's going out and looking for escorts as well.
Yeah,
that's like he's on some madness. Like she needs to go to a different church because that's not the church for her.
that church is glitching.
Shout out to Blue Rodriguez. She says, "Sis, you're glowing." Milan says, "Sticks, I'd follow you in 2.1 seconds," or she might be saying 21 seconds. I'm not sure. Blue Rodriguez says, "I'm already talking to the Lord in my kitten heels. Good God." Milan says, "There was temptation with Adam and Eve. Why would it stop with you?" Ooh. Celia, as a lady, as a woman, you again the scenario that Chidzz has read out. You come home and your husband is looking at
old granny porn.
Corn and escort sites.
Porn.
Both.
And yes,
What's
It's
your
Wayne
next
Rooney.
move?
I would be in disbelief. I absolutely would be in shock. I would not what to say. First of all, like KD said, if you're on corn site, okay, cool. I can still be like, what the fuck? Like something wrong, like
yeah.
that I'm not doing or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I see grannies is like, I'll be like, something is wrong here, whatever. And then the third thing is escort sites. I'll be like, no, something's wrong. I'll be fuming. I think I would do the same. You know what, Katie, when you said dinner table with the laptop, that was what I was going to do as well. In my head, straight away, was like, here's your dinner. Yeah. And then I think I would confront us like, what is going on? Like, what is this about? I think I want to know that. I want to know what's going on in his head.
Yeah.
Like, and definitely it will be a divorce.
What would you do if you,
believe,
like,
yeah.
if he just said that, you know, it's just a fantasy that I have and I want to fulfill it just one time?
It's
Get
kind of put
me?
me off.
Old, like proper old, like the wrinkliest one you could find. Wrinkly. Do you know? You know when it's all
Is
falling, it melts off the bone. Wrinkly. Do you know what I'm
He's got no
saying?
patience, has he? He's meant to grow old with her and experience that in the future. He's trying to get it now. So,
He just wants to try it.
It's moving mad. But that's what I say. That was Wayne Rooney. You know the footballer, Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
That's how he got caught out, like with the
Oh,
grannies.
yeah.
Like, he's into that. He loves it, and police sleep with him. So yeah.
Well, he's got money.
Man.
I am Blue Rodriguez says, premeditating granny dating, good night. Milan says, it's the escorts that take it over the edge. She definitely knows to tell him. Blue also says, that conversation would start with, listen to me and listen to me, rascal. Good. Milan says, maybe the next time they are in the bedroom, she should wear a little M&S cardigan and the tartan steps. Oh my God. All right. So, Chidzz, I'm going to ask you the same question, right? The same scenario. But what we're going to do, because I think we're all in agreement that the escort part is what takes it over the top. Yeah, just crosses the line. Yeah. So we're not going to cross the line with the escorts part. We're going to stop it at looking at granny, older women on your special websites.
Yeah.
What's your views there? How do you tackle that?
I'm sick in the head. I'll probably look myself as well and end up down rabbit holes. So, no, I am. I'm a bit tapped. I like to understand.
Jesus.
No, because I'm the type of person. This is why I do the job I do, because I like to understand why people do the fucked up shit they do. And the things that I look at is people look at my Google search history, they be like rotted. But it's not for me, innit? Allegedly. But I don't know. Like, I would say, listen, like, let's look together, innit? I want to work out. I want to know why you want to look at that. Let's compare. Do you get me? Because I don't know, it's a bit mad for me. Do you get me? But I would want to see. I would want to look, and I would probably watch. Do you get me? A whole video or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm understanding like that. Do you know what I'm saying? If that's what I understand, that certain things turn certain people on. I haven't got that yet, innit? It's gonna be quite a few years until mine gets a bit. And true say I'm black, so let's add another 20 years on that. It's always gonna be all right, innit? So I just want to know what goes on in your mind as to why you want to look at that, and the wrinkly, the better, all of that. I want to know what's going on. Because it could be, I don't know. I
like it. So now, NGBantz, I'm going to turn it around on you, right? I'm going to give you the same scenario, but slightly different. So, same scenario where your missus, she's used her laptop and what have you, and instead of it being wrinkly women, it's she's looking at man on man. Yeah.
Jesus. I thought this was a Christian conversation, yeah. Like, no. Like, okay, like, let me be sensible here. If that's what she's into and she likes doing that, I can't entertain it. So you do what you're doing. Yeah, leave me out. I don't want to know no details. I ain't gonna see none of that. Like, because that's just wild. If she wants to look at some like man and woman and whatnot, so yeah, man, let's explore together. But if she's into all of that, nah. I wouldn't divorce her though. I won't divorce her because it took me long enough to find a good woman, and now I've got myself a good Christian woman and she can cook dinner. I'm sticking with her, so she'll just have to watch in her own time and leave me to do me.
That's her little a little thing that you do, like, say when you give, when couples give each other a free pass for something,
Yeah, man.
instead of
She can
giving a
go.
free pass you say, you go watch your man on man, and I'll go watch football or
Yeah,
something. Do you get me? Like,
yeah, that's wild. Well, what you doing, though, Sticky?
Boy, you know what, right? I'm old now, I'm getting old. I've reached a stage where like people have their kinks in it, yeah. And your kink is your kink, and as
yeah,
long as it's, I think, stays behind closed doors,
yeah.
and no one don't know, then yeah, ain't for me. It's not for
Yeah.
me. But if that's your thing, then do you, boo. But as long as you don't try to say, well, we need to be trying, no. But
Yeah,
that's
when
your
you
thing.
want
You know
to
what?
do all the pegging stuff and that.
Yeah, no. See, that's where we draw some lines there, but that's your thing in it. You know what I mean? This, yeah, whatever. Like, you see my sex history. You know what I mean?
But do you think you would really be okay with it though? Wouldn't you want to know why she wants to watch two men do that?
I would want to know, but I wouldn't. That's not grounds for me to say I would want to divorce her or anything, because that's what you're into in your alone time. Do you know what I mean? I'd be worried if you're looking at, like, I don't know, things that are illegal.
Yeah.
In your alone time. But
What if she was looking at escort sites for men?
Yeah.
See, I said the escort part for me is what crosses that line, isn't it? Yeah, that's just where the line was crossed. Him looking at older women, and Milan saying to me 40s and 50s, look, Milan, I'm in my 40s, thank you very much. I ain't old yet. I'm oldish, but I ain't old yet. Yeah. But let's say looking at 70s, 80s, yeah. But
oh Lord.
But again, to me, that's not, that didn't cross the line. But the escort part definitely was, because now your intent, it feels like your intent is to do more than just watch.
Yeah.
Your spare time.
No, I get it. But Katie, before you jump off, I want to ask you, man, something as well. So what if, your missus came to you and said, look, I want to have a threesome with another woman, and this is the woman that I found. I'm presenting her to you.
Yeah, what time?
Oh, we do. Okay, all right, cool. So say you did that, yeah? Sticky, what are you saying? I know Sticky says yes anyway. He's a dirty dog. So
I wouldn't.
Yes
I
anyway.
wouldn't. I'll be saying no.
Don't lie.
Have you not seen the TV series Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember how Ross and his first wife? Yeah.
Yeah.
And now his wife has now got a new wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, Cilia's remembering now. Yeah. You see. Yeah.
It's a bit. Yeah. Okay. I'll let so. Okay. So
I've
Katie
never watched
says.
Friends, so I don't know.
So you don't care. Katie said, "Yeah,
No,
on that, yeah."
You know what it is? Okay, right. So it depends. Like, so if I'm being serious about it, yeah, because the fantasy is unreal, but the reality may not go down like it is in fantasy. So here I'm going to say, yeah, of course, yeah, I'm down. But if it really came down to it, it would have to be like, we'd have to have a real conversation as to why we want to do this, where we're going to do it. Okay, if it was like, you know what, we're going to go on holiday, and once we're on holiday, and we're never going to see this person ever again, and it can't be anything. Maybe we could make something work, but I couldn't just get, I don't know, freaking Nora who works on the street up the road to come round. Like that's just mad.
There's some couples who do that, like after they've been together for a while, just to spice things up. There was one time a few years ago, I was in a bar, and then this guy, me and him, was dancing, and then he goes to me, basically is telling me, I've got something to ask you. You can say no, it's fine. I'm gonna won't be offended, but I find you sexy, and me and my missus have been together for a while, so we like to spice things up. Would you be on it if you did a threesome with us?
Yeah.
I was so shocked. I was like, what? I could not believe he just asked me that. I was like, what?
People ask women that freely though, like openly.
And they said apparently this is not the first time they do it.
Yeah,
just
a lot of people do it.
And they have kids, and they got kids too.
Wait, do you guys notice something though? She didn't say she didn't go ahead with it. She just sort of what happened to start with. She said how it ended. Yeah, I just want to point that out.
No, I said no.
Leave the woman alone. She did not go through with it, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay?
I'm just pointing something out.
It's not just women that get asked here, because when I was in Jamaica last time, and I was talking to this Dutch couple, and I was just by the bar, just chatting. Yeah, and they just casually just was Would I be on it? I was no, that's not me. but yeah, it was just like, wow, this is mad. Like they were just open with it. Like it's like, yeah, we're having a couple
Can I just
drinks and
clarify? The couple was man and woman, or
yeah, it's a man and woman. They were married, and they were older. So when I was there at the time, I was like 30. They was probably like about 45. So they was a bit older, but I was just in shock. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
What if you were back in your younger days when you was an athlete?
Yeah.
Depends how fit she was. Like,
yeah, if the woman's gotta be,
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of grannies, I am Blue Rodriguez says, I mean, grannies don't look like they used to. I'm a grandmother now. NGBantz, you know, when we say about when we're looking at grannies, we might have to search, you know, Blue, I am Blue, do you know what I mean?
No, just for a bit of context, Blue was on the last live. That she's a grandmother.
Oh yeah, you know, with the tattoos, yeah. I was saying who's the one with the tattoos, and you ignored my comments. I saw that. I realized.
I think I just ignored you, Stick. You didn't exist in the comments. I ignored you. I did.
Hi, Blue. How you doing? You all right? Yeah, man.
See, I told you he's troublesome. See, I told you at the beginning.
Troublesome. I thought he was innocent.
I told you.
Oh, no, man, you got me wrong. I am in. Like I said, it's my bedtime. I'm gonna go in a second. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, NGBantz, before you go, because you're bumming off and you're going to bed, yeah, because you're old and you need to get in the 8 hours and stuff. I would love you to give what words of it, because I actually stole something else from you as well, kind of flipped it around a little bit. What words of advice would you give to an 18-year-old?
What 18-year-old?
18.
Any 18.
Yeah, we'll just say any 18-year-old. It's not gonna be gender specific, you know. Let's be correct now. We've got to give advice to all, you know, the way the world is.
I would say enjoy your youth, but also be mindful that you can have consequences in your future by doing stupidity like now. So even though you're young, you're free, you're gonna do whatever. Just make sure that you are still thinking a little bit ahead. Like, how is this going to? Will this have detriments on me in 5 to 10 years time? Because I think if you're young, you've got to enjoy yourself. You've got to enjoy life, but at the same time, you know what? You've also got to think about the future, because that future comes around, as we know, like that. It comes very, very quickly. And like my daughter, she's 20, so she's at uni, and I say to her all the time, I said, yeah, you're young. I encourage her to go on a holiday. She's going off on holiday, a girl's holiday. I said, do all of these things. But I've also, like, she stopped reading, like, she doesn't really like reading books now. You know how youth are, everything's like, listen to. I said, look, you've got to start, I gave her The Richest Man in Babylon book. I said, you've got to start learning how to handle money, start planning for your future. And, you know, every penny that you get, you don't need to go out and spend it all. Hold some back. And start thinking about what you're going to do in the future. Because I said, like, I say to her all the time, it was just the other day that I was you. Like, I was you literally just yesterday. And now I'm here. I've got grey hairs in my beard. Like, it just comes round. So enjoy yourselves. Have fun while you're young, but also be mindful of don't do anything too stupid.
Yeah. I think that's some sound advice.
Sure.
Sticky's like, spend all your money. Just go and do your thing.
Not even. I was actually going to say what CIlia's thoughts are. What would you tell a young 18-year-old if they ask you for advice?
I would say live your life. Don't be scared. Always believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, as in always bet on yourself. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Just go for it. Don't live your life with what if. If you're scared, then go for it.
Yes.
Yeah. And because that fear we create in our head, and on the other side of fear is what you've always wanted. Yeah, and that's where the growth is. Where there is discomfort is where growth lies.
100%.
So live your life audaciously.
Come on.
Yeah. What about you, Chidzz? What are you telling a young 18-year-old?
Oh, just say, don't worry about your blood clot self, innit? Don't worry about nothing else. No, but on a serious note, I would tell, you know, make sure that, you know, help others, be kind, be who you are, but also just be something towards yourself, innit? Make sure you pour into yourself. Make sure you put yourself first in situations, because you can go through life putting others first. You know, especially now, there's a lot of people that, you know, they will try and seek the validation. They will try to, you know, do everything in order to be noticed or for other people to like them. But you have to like yourself. And I think everything does start with self. And once you recognize that, everything that you need will just naturally flow to you. So I would say just make sure you put yourself first. Put your education first. Put your, you know, your need for knowledge. Put your just put yourself first, especially, and just love yourself. Have to love yourself, and that can look like so many different things. Love comes in many different forms. It's not just about, you know, being confident and knowing that you're a certain person, or know you have to love yourself in order to want better for yourself. So that's the advice I would give.
I love that. I love that. I kind of agree with all of you. I'm a bit similar to what NGBantz was saying. You know, the world is your oyster. I'll keep mine simple. The world is your oyster.
Yeah.
Also, save your money. Yeah.
Save
your money, because, you know, like when you get to a certain age, you're like, oh, if I had the money now, I'd pay for this, I'd buy this, I'd do that, X, Y, and Z. And you think of all the money you wasted on foolishness and frivolous spending, I'd probably try to get them to save 50% of their money, because half the time, if you earn money when you're 18, you're living at home, so let's say, for example, you could probably save half your salary and still have a good time, because you've got no bills, you've got no expenses, you've got no commitments, you've got nothing. Just your money. There's a little bit of money to mum, phone bill, what else you need? Netflix, I don't know, iCloud, I don't know, man, but there's not much, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so true.
Save half of it every month and then spend the other half and go crazy. Enjoy yourself, but save some of your money, man.
I'm going to play this shit back to my daughter now, because she just gone and got her first job. Save that shit. My girl spent the money before she got her first wage slip. It's mad.
Like, well, I bet it was, without telling us, I bet it was something foolish, isn't it, really? When all said and done. It wasn't, could have waited. Yeah.
But it's all good, man. It's all good. Oh, I've loved this live. It was really good.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Sticky, you did so well. I thought you were going to fuck shit up, but you were okay.
I was going to, like, you were going to go hard on us, well.
Yeah.
I was gonna, if you want me to go hard on you, I can go hard on you.
See?
Don't worry about that.
You see what you did there? You messed it up, Sticky. You were doing so well.
She started, isn't it? Like, we go hard on you. Yeah, I mean, we can do it in Cantonese. I'll be like, yeah, ye, Sam, say, yeah.
I like that.
You see, great man. Don't worry. You see,
yeah. I gotta give it to him. You slick those things.
Yeah.
Don't call him Sticky Fingers for nothing, you know.
Exactly. Just thinking about it now is also, oh, okay.
Yeah, one thing I will say though, Cilia, like, because I've been following you for a little bit now, and I've got to say, what the advice you just gave, you truly have lived. These last few months, I've really enjoyed seeing your content, enjoyed watching your story. Trust me, you are inspiring a lot of people. So yeah,
you really are. You're glowing, and you deserve. You're one of those people. You're such a genuine soul. You deserve the world, and the advice that you give out is just beautiful. Yeah. And guys, I'm not being funny. You lot in the comments, if you're not following Cilia, then you're done. You're done. Go and follow her. She's amazing.
Oh, I will see that. I'll be following you too, and I'll hit you up in DMs as well. Yeah,
there we go.
Thank you so much, guys.
Milan says 6, go to bed. I'm tired as it is. I'm mashed up.
Look at him, 42. Sticky, happy birthday, 42. I've got a message for you from my mum. Sticky, you old ras. Get to bed.
Tell her, you know what I'm doing right now? See what I'm drinking this whole time with my Guinness Punch. I made some Guinness Punch.
Yeah, Sticky, you best bring some of that. Actually, I've tasted your Guinness Punch. You made it before and you brought it to the studio. It was actually banging. So when we do a studio episode, you need to bring some more, yeah?
Yeah. So wait, say what? So Cilia, just so we know. So Cilia, I'll bring the Guinness Punch. You can bring, you know what? You know, that's for a whole other day.
I want you to come with some Chinese, with some Cantonese. I thought, okay, what do you know?
No, don't worry. We'll save it for later. NGBantz, when you next down, you got to come to studio with us as well.
Yeah.
You know what? Oh my Lord. Like, it's so bad because I keep planning every year. I'm like, yeah, I'll be coming down. I keep getting invited onto podcasts. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come true. And you know what? Last time I saw London was a minute ago. So this summer, I'm going to bring myself down south. I'm gonna come.
Please. We'll go down and we'll we'll get in the studio. We'll get the old gang. We'll get Millie. We'll get everyone. True Talk. We'll get Blue. Everyone could just cut. Everyone's a free for all, isn't it? We'll just all go.
I'm on it. Whereabouts is the studio? What part of London?
Because usually it's Norwood's in it, Sticks.
Yeah, West Norwood, South London. So
south. That's very south.
Yeah. We ain't been there for a long time. My last time I was there, as I told you, Milan was giving me the look. Milan was giving me the eye. She was like, hey,
Milan was not giving you the look. Leave Millie out of it, yeah? She was, but actually, I say that, but she's asking you to bring something round.
You thought I was lying, didn't it? You thought I was like, look.
She asked you, and you got Blues telling you happy birthday. Sticks, you got big gal in the comments, you know.
Look.
Sticky said he's gonna flick his locks, you know.
I'm saying Sticky with a good hair. You know what I mean?
I just realised I completely lied to you lot, yeah. So I apologise. I came to London last year. I came last summer because I did actually go down. Yeah, I just lied to you lot, yeah. So
you just lied.
Apart from that time, it was a minute since I came.
Ladies, he's a gallish. You can't trust him. He's a liar.
No. But you will see me this summer. I will be down 100%. 100%.
Oh.
And then Sticky, you need to come up. You need to come up here. Like, trust me, you need to come.
You know what? I haven't been to Nottingham for years. The few times I've been to Nottingham, yeah. And honestly, I had the best time. The best time. People are happy up there, man.
Yeah,
well, I did hear the ratios at 4-1, at 4 women to 1 man up in Nottingham. So, yeah, but I mean, the way that CIlia's looking at me, I might not be able to go to Nottingham. I might not be allowed to.
Oh my God! Well.
Yeah, Milan said there was dust in her eyes. That's why she was winking at me. Yeah,
Blue said she was being polite. Sticky,
I know.
I mean, you nearly had it. They were being nice because it's your birthday, you know.
I'm saying, I'll take it. I'll take the wins. Yeah.
Oh God.
People, it's been a blessing. I've loved it. It's been so nice seeing you all. It's been
it's been amazing. Thank you so much, guys. But yes, I will chop this shit up. You will catch us on YouTube. Please look out for the clips. I'll put some clips up of Sticky talking absolute foolishness. But yes, we'll be back next week with another panel. Sticky sacked after today. I only let him on because it's his birthday. But we'll be back.
Happy birthday, Sticky.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Sticky.
Thank you. Well, guys, good night.
Good night, guys.